Morning, welcome to the next podcast of Andy Collier-talks Cricket Memorabilia. Just going to go a little bit further on the book that I published a couple of years ago, Across the Oceans, but show a little bit more detail of some of the images and what have you in there this time. So we're starting again at 1888, and this one's a lovely image. This one is from the graphic, which was reduced down because it was quite a big image in the graphic. So that's a nice image of it's called the Ringer, which is passengers playing quoits, deck quoits on the ship. It's a lovely image, that one, in really good condition. So we're going on to the Lily White Shaw and Shrewsbury's tour. There's the Iberia that they sailed out on there. A little bit of information on that. That's a scorecard on the game. Shrewsbury's team v six Australian team, which is from Sydney, where Shrewsbury got 206 that game. So a nice scorecard there from that team. There you go. And carrying on there's a lovely photograph there of Lancaster Park, Christchurch Pavilion, about in the 1880s. That's a lovely image, that one there, quite an early one. And a nice, what have we got there? London Stereoscopic team there of 1888 that came to England. Rarer one, that one, with Jones at the back. There's another nice image here of the rugby team, which Shrewsbury and Stoddard were involved in. First one of the first British line tours there for that one. So that's them at a ground in Melbourne. What ship have we got underneath there? We've got the Coptic underneath there. It says Coptic, and here is the captain. You might recognise him as Mr. Smith from the Titanic. When I started reading up about him, it's surprising he got the job on the Titanic because he had quite a few accidents on board ship. So I suppose you could say that an accident on the Titanic was waiting to happen. And there's Mr. Smith there. Carry on, there's another image there from Cricket on the Poop, it's called. PQ book dated 1888. There's an image there of a similar one to the one at the front that I showed first off. There we go down there at the tour averages there. So we've got another nice one here now, next tour. I've got quite a bit on the 1891-2 tour to Australia, captained by W.G. Grace and sponsored by Lord Sheffield. And there's quite a rare photograph there of the team. I'll put a signature of Lord Sheffield underneath there just to show, and there's Sheffield there, and also Rudyard Kipling at the bottom there, who's on one of the ships. It's an Arcadia, so went over on. And also there's another nice postcard there of the Arcadia, which was battered by a few high seas there, so I don't suppose many of the breakfasts and lunches were eaten those days. But there's a nice photograph there of Stanley, who bumped into Livingstone. He was on one of the ships when they come back on board after doing a trip out to the Pharaoh, the pyramids and what have you. So I imagine he was quite an interesting chap to talk to. Couple of nice images there. One there, that was from Friffy. That's with W.G. Grace batting. Where was he batting there? Melbourne against Victoria. And an image at the top there, which is when they went out on a ostrich hunting trip. Quite an interesting little passage of play there. What have we got there? We've got the SS Ballarat there. You'll notice that it's not quite spelt the same. But they had two Ballarats. This was the first one that they spelt with 3 A's in that one. Easy mistake of the maker, that one, if you're getting hold of those. And interesting little one here, we've got the Marie Celeste in that one. You might think, what's that doing in Marie Celeste? But over the period of research, I found out from a little radio interview, funny enough, that Johnny Briggs's relative was the captain. Benjamin Briggs was captain of the Marie Celeste when it sunk. So, or not when it sunk, when it got found adrift in the ocean. So quite a rare bit of information there. There's another nice photograph here of Lord Sheffield going around Tasmania, which is a rare photograph. I bought these on eBay, these photographs that I'm showing you now. And then what do we have here? Got a nice photograph there of the boys at Botanical Gardens. Rare photograph there, and the photograph of the Sheffield Shield. As we know, W.G. Grace has paid £3,000 to go on that tour, so it's quite a bit of money for him, being an amateur. And we've got an SS Valletta there, which they came home on, and also on the ship there was William Booth, was the founder of the Salvation Army. He was on board the ship. And then we get to 1894 now. Doing another little player profile there with Bobby Abel and his signature. One of my postcards there in the collection. A couple of another nice images here. There's the chaps on the ship there off the fire. Nice picture of the fire and the fire in the bay there with Vesuvius in the background. And a game, little game there. What's that game called? The bottle race. I bought a load of, or a couple of nice postcards, albums, and I had all the games and that they played on the ship, which is quite an interesting thing. Nice to put images in just to see what they get up with on the ship. There's a nice photograph there of the boys in Colombo in their pith helmets, and a rare picture there at the top of the Colombo ground. What have we got here? Another interesting character, Kate Marsden, was on the ship. She got going some leprosy colonies in hospitals, and she was regularly on the ships, going to her finding places for hospitals and what have you. So quite an interesting selection of people go on these tours. And we've got a sail ship there, the Parramatta, which they sailed on. And nice photograph there of that. I managed to get quite a few photographs of the ships, or mainly postcards really. There's another one there. So there's a fire looking a bit rusty, but in the player profile there of Tom Richardson, the Surrey bowler. He used to walk to the ground from his home in Mitcham. We've got another Stoddard one now. Nice on the Ormuz. Some nice photographs at the top there of players and managers up there. One of Arthur Priestley, who played in 3 matches on the tour. There's another section there with some of the games they played. What we've got here, deck billiards was one of them. There's a little scene here where they gathered outside the tobacco room, or the smoking room as they called it as well, on board ship for a concert. Again, there's the smoking room, quite an opulent smoking room there, where the gents would have a bit of a gossip, and also life at in Colombo. Nice photograph there of sunset over Colombo. Okay, lovely images here of this one. Then we come to there's a nice one here of the teams from the Casals magazine of the team, which is quite a nice page. That's a genuine size, that one. Then we get on to McLaren's Tour of Australia 1901-2 there, and the chaps on board ship with well, apparently the troublemaker SF Barnes there. They could quite willingly chucked off ship when it got a bit rough. Another nice image there of the South Australian team. This one is the opening match of the tour, when England lost, or MCC lost, not MCC, the Clarence team lost. A couple of nice images there. First Test match in England v Australia, Sydney, 1902, and also we got the ground at Melbourne there. And a scorecard there, England New South Wales, a record score on there, and a lovely picture there from John Hawkins with SF Barnes, which he done for me. There's a picture at the top there with Jessup Fielding at Adelaide. throwing the ball. And again there at the Botanical Gardens. So we'll get there's a lovely photograph there of Blythe's cap, McLaren's cap, which was perfect condition. It was sold at auction. It's now in the Lord's collection. That's a lovely cap. I managed to get my hands on that when it was up for sale. We've got Lord Hawke's team. There's another one there of Smith captain. He captained the Majestic on this occasion. I think he had a little collision in harbour with that one. And there's a couple of players, including Bowes, kept playing cards on deck. I played till early hours of the morning. And some nice pictures of a rare ship there, the Collier. Nice photograph of the ship there. And there's what have we got down here? Daniel Rees, who scored a lot of runs against England for Tasmania. New Zealand, beg your pardon for that. It's a nice rare photograph there, South Australian 11. And what have we got down here? This is the Arroya. Photograph of the Arroya. And there's a letter there which just slipped into the letter section there, with a letter there from Plum Warner, 1903. And there's the first tour here with the auspices of the MCC. So the first one that you can call the MCC tour, and that one 1903-4, which is a win for England. There's some nice photographs here. There's the Mount Lavinia Hotel in Colombo, which is a lovely photograph. I mentioned he liked all the hotels and whatever in Colombo, and the hospitality. It's a nice photograph there, or postcard of the boys on ship going over. So some rare photographs here. There's the boys at the gold mine. Wilfred Rose in the bottom there with his signature, Trumper, and we've got there Gregory. Rare postcard there at Melbourne. The match in progress. So I'll just get through this one because there's some nice images in this one. And one is Bowes there, which he's back from this tour, is in my collection. That's him, the inventor of the googly. So we've got his impressed mark on the history of the game there. So it's nice. And then going through a lovely set of signatures there, 1903-4 signatures with a pen and ink picture. We think that's done by Bernard Bosanquet, so that's quite a rare thing, but unfortunately I've just got rid of that set. Moving on, and here is a nice picture of GH Drummond rather, and also there when they broke up the Orontes, this bit, well, I think it was over the where was it? It was in a hotel in Scotland, and it's the barrel vaulted roof of the Orontes, which is a lovely looking thing in Scotland hotel. So you can go to Scotland, you can see that. Some other rare postcards there. I was set there by the Rhine Master. So anyway, we're nearly out of time again now, so we're going up to 14 minutes. So we'll call it a day there. So you've got a rough idea what was in the book. I hope you enjoyed some of those images, and I'll see you on the next one.